learned a lot of things from living in India with monks, and I decided to make a series off it. I feel like I talk about it so much on here, but I have changed so much as a person, and I have experienced so much as a person and learned so much as a person just from that trip. I have severe overthinking and anxiety problems, and that's what I was facing when I was in India. I was facing the prison my anxiety and overthinking puts me in. How I could just be going throughout my day and I will have so many thoughts about things that I don't even need to think about. And my overthinking will add a layer of thinking onto things that are so simple, but making it complex. You know how exhausting it is to live like that? I didn't realize it was an exhausting way to live until I was confronted by this thinking, and I had to really recognize it for what it is. The old me would interact with people and overthink the entire interaction and constantly worry about dumb things that don't matter. Oh, I wonder what they think of me. Oh, did I say that one thing wrong? Or, oh, I bet they're going to talk crap about this. Like a whole layer of thinking that isn't needed. Imagine going throughout life like that. That's how I went throughout life. I'm having one interaction with people and I'm thinking with a person and I'm thinking about a million things that aren't even happening instead of being in that interaction with this person or being in the present moment. And so once my mind got cleared from India, once my thinking started to slow down and I was able to reel it in, I got to experience what it really means to be in the present moment. And that's the whole point of their journey, is to bring people in the present moment, to bring them to, shall we say, enlightenment. All enlightenment is, I learned from India, is freedom from all types of suffering. Freedom from big suffering, freedom from small suffering, freedom from enormous suffering. And suffering, it can be things like having anxiety. Suffering's things that are so simple that you wouldn't even think are suffering. Like having a judgment of someone in your head is suffering because it's taking you out of the present moment. Suffering is anything that takes you out of the present moment. And it puts you in your head, and it puts you in this world with everyone else, worried about things that don't matter. Suffering is when you're worried about things that are irrelevant to what will actually help you move forward or what will actually help you in this moment, but instead will stifle you and make you think about these unnecessary things all day instead of being with the person you love, instead of being under that tree and appreciating nature for what it is, instead of appreciating the worker who's scanning your groceries as they put it in the grocery bag and thinking, oh my gosh, they are in such a good mood. I'm so glad that there's people who are just working in the world and they're just happy like that. Instead of appreciating people and society, I was suffering. I was worried about me. And that's another thing we learned, is suffering is self-centric, obsessive thinking. When you're constantly thinking about yourself in situations or yourself and how you're viewed. Like you're just constantly thinking about yourself. And a lot of people would think, oh, I don't think about myself a lot. I'm not a selfish person. I love people. Well, yeah, there you are thinking about yourself with people. Oh, people like me. I'm very selfless. Now you're thinking about yourself. You're thinking if they like you or not. It doesn't matter if you're seen as a societal, really good person who's very selfless and cares about other people, or if you're seen as a really bad person in society who only cares about their self. If you guys are both constantly just thinking about yourself, then you guys are both suffering. So if you're a selfless person thinking, I'm such a good person, I do this for people, that for people, you're suffering and you don't even realize it, and you're doing all these things for people to fill that void. You know, to tell yourself something good about yourself, to feel good about yourself. Yes, you're doing good acts, which is great, but what I'm realizing is, what place is it coming from? Is it coming from a genuine, authentic place where I'm just doing these good things because I just feel like it and it's my authentic reaction? Or is it coming from a suffering state? I'm doing these good things because someone's going to look over there and they're going to see me do these good things, or I feel really bad about myself, so I'm going to do good things. So that's a gist of what suffering is. There's so many more ways to explain suffering. It's such a complex idea. I can't even get into all of it, but I sure will soon. The more I do these podcasts, I want to get into every single thing I learned. I learned so much. But yeah, biggest thing from my trip was dissolving that suffering and recognizing how it's so sneaky and how it tricks me that it's not suffering when it is suffering. And like once I started to get the hang of it, my head was getting so much more clear. And I was just able to appreciate things about people that I have never appreciated before, because in the past I would be so consumed with my own judgments of myself or my own judgments of them. And I would be creating narratives in my head of things that are happening that aren't happening. That was my biggest issue. Is like I could have a friend and maybe later in the friendship we get comfortable around each other, I'll start to imagine things that they're doing that they're not doing, like talking behind my back, or I'll start to have preconceived notions if I'm getting irritable with them. But that's my own suffering, and it's not I shouldn't be blaming them for my suffering, and that's what I was doing, you know? I think a lot of people do that. Like, we blame people for our suffering. Like, if we are in a situation with a friend and we feel irritated by them, we're going to start imagining things that aren't happening or exaggerating in our head. Oh, they're so annoying because they do this little thing. Or, oh, I just feel irritated with them because they hung out with this person last Friday night and didn't invite me. Or whatever the case is, we're going to create suffering instead of just looking into the irritation. Oh, I'm irritated with them. Yeah, it feels crappy. Yeah, maybe there's some things that they do that are irritating, but why am I choosing to feel irritated right now? Because irritable is a suffering state. Why am I choosing to suffer right now? Why am I choosing to be miserable right now? Well, I could think about all the things they do that is bad to make me feel better about feeling miserable, to indulge in that miserable feeling, because suffering can also be a little addicting. Or I can just breathe and pause and just be with this irritability. And maybe some people might recognize that it's way deeper than what you think the person's doing. It's more with you. It does with how you feel about the world. Or maybe, oh, I'm irritated because I'm a little jealous of them. Yeah, I got back and from school and I just graduated, and now I don't really have much going for myself, and they do, and it gets me so irritated every time they do something. And I made up this whole storyline about how they overboast. You know, that's just a random example, but that's just how suffering is so silly and what it does to us. But yeah, thanks.